Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We are back to square one. I'm having some challenges taking this video because I don't know how to zoom such that I can be clear, but I believe I'm doing the best I can. So, hi guys, how are you? Asanteni sana. Thank you so much for joining me in this yet another exciting session of Achieve with Chiagnos. Achieve with Chiagnos is your number one online solution provider to matters relating to business, accounting matters, taxation, and anything that helps you to succeed in life. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. My good name is Hilary Chiaga. And before I start, I have some exciting news. That news is I want to give you like 3 seconds, 3 good seconds. You hit that subscribe button and I'll be more than excited. Ni free and that is the only way, guys, you can promote us. And through subscription, that thing helps us go far. Yeah, so in 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for subscribing. So just to reflect back, I did my last video in 2023, or my last video to upload was about withholding tax, and I think I explained various type of taxes under that video, though it was not that clear because we had not invested in sound. Today I want to share some of the frequently asked questions in taxation, especially on Itax, and then I've written the solution down because it is something that I researched. Some of them I've interacted with them, some have not yet, but I thought it wise just to, even if I'll be reading, it will be somehow helpful to your business or personally. So before I begin, I've uploaded 3 videos. We were doing some cooking vlogs. I want you guys to show us love, support, and this page is about succeeding in life also. So I won't mind putting such vlogs sometimes to entertain you. Saa zingine hii accounting watu wengine wanaisikia it sounds so boring, but hey guys, I'm here, we can do anything, and I'll be more than excited. A new page is coming for such things so that we can diversify that content. Meanwhile, we'll be receiving them from here. So this video has been brought to you by Sam Justin. Sam Justin is your number one online solution to photography matters, videography, and anything that relates to content creation. We also provide guidance on content creation. If you like, I can assist you on some things. I can assist you in editing. I can assist you on how to take photos, and I'll be more than excited. So back to the topic from square one. Here are my questions. Of course, from you guys. Can I make payment before filing a return? The answer to this is yes. Of course, you can make payment. So you can make payment. Yes, you can. Payments of taxes and filing returns have been delinked. So if you want to make payment and file return, that one was delinked. Initially it was linked such that you can't make payment without filing return. But remember, if you make payment and you have not filed that return, you will be charged penalty for that payment that you have made and interest. So the solution is proceeding on like this. However, any return that does not have a matching payment will automatically attract penalty and interest because they don't know which tax obligation you are registering for or you have paid for. so this will automatically incur expense, but you can visit the KRA offices and the customer care can rectify that through back reconciliation. The back office reconciliation. So how do I make payment? The taxpayer will first generate a payment registration number. Normally we call it PRN. So that payment registration number is on the Itax profile, and the printed PRN will then be taken to the bank together with the mode of payment. You can do maybe cash, you can do M-Pesa, you can do RTGS, and if you are making payment with bank, we have a list of bank that has been approved by KRA to receive the payments for KRA. So that list you can Google and see. If yours does not fall under that, no need of making payment via bank, you can do it via the M-Pesa. So the next question is, what is PRN? I've just said it here. PRN is payment registration number, and it replaces the manual tax payment stationery such as P11 and VAT3. PRN is generated electronically and is barcoded with unique serial number for every transaction. The PRN must be quoted when making payments to allow taxpayers' ledger to be updated. PRN will expire in 7 days if not utilized. So if you don't make payment of the PRN, if you don't make the payment of the tax rather using that PRN, payment registration number, then it will expire in 7 days. Again, it is worth noting that it replaces the older version, and this thing is unique, like the M-Pesa ref that you can use to pay. So if you quote that and make that payment, then your ledgers are being updated automatically, and there is no such a good feeling like that. Another question is, how do I generate the payment registration number? Okay, so on the taxpayer's profile, you go to the register payment, fill in the electronic form first by selecting the tax head. Once all the mandatory field marked with the red stars have been filled, you will submit to generate PRN. So tax head, maybe income tax, maybe VAT, depending with what you want to file and pay. Another question before we take a slight commercial break is, can I pay taxes through my local bank? That question, I think I've answered it, and I said yes, as long as your bank has an agreement with KRA. Currently, KRA has made arrangement with the 27 banks in Kenya. Other banks are still coming in, and it is expected that once the iTax is rolled out at all banks, they will be in a position to make payment at any local bank. So what do I do if payments but I cannot see? Oh, sorry, let me read that question again. What do I do if I made payment but I cannot see them on my iTax ledger? This mainly happens if payments are outside iTax platform without generating PRN, the payment registration number. If you don't generate that, so you can make payment and you will not see those details updated in the tax ledger. And I think I've touched on it initially, and I've said if you make your payment and quoted the payment registration number, then your ledgers are being updated automatically. You can see the balancing, what you filed versus what you paid. They are balancing the debits and the credit. I mean, I know the accountants, we are good in that double entry. So having learned that, let's take a commercial break and come back for another exciting session of your question, guys. Thank you so much. We are back from the commercial break, and thank you so much for staying tuned to listen to the accounting matters and taxation. Today our focus is on taxation. So a number of us have known tax, and they know where to file the returns, and we normally use that platform, all of us in Kenya, and that platform is called Itax. Itax is like the platform, the website where all the returns are being conducted. So today I want us to learn Itax and Itax navigation. So before we go even further, why can't we look at the benefits of Itax? One of the benefits of Itax, allow me just to read them, and then I will explain further how these are beneficial. Through Itax, you are able to access your ledger on real-time basis. I know maybe you don't understand what is a ledger. Like, a ledger will show you the correct entry of debit and credit on your side. So if you file a return, you'll be in a position to access it in your ledger on a real-time basis, just immediately. If we say real-time basis, we are referring it to immediately. So you have an access to taxpayers' ledger, including access by employees on their pay deduction. If your employer has remitted your payee, you are in a position to see it in your ledger. If he hasn't, then you are also in a position to see it from there. And in case you have been deducted a payee and you have not seen it on the ledger, you can raise the complaint to the employer or the relevant authority. And then another thing, it is being updated on real-time basis. That means, like, your accounting record for taxation is being done automatically using that platform. Another advantage of Itax, it enables us to process the payment, and from this previous session that I've just done, we have talked about payment registration number. So through using that payment registration number, you're in a position to generate payment slip. Okay, payment slip, you can generate payment slip and then make payment through this platform. Another advantage is tax is accessible at the comfort of taxpayer. Remember, you only need a browser. Hata ukiwa ushago wewe nako ukiwa ushago, you can still commit and make your payments on time, and there is nothing exciting as such. So it is accessible to taxpayers at any time, either office, home, or wherever you are. And then we have numerous payment channels. Through that Itax, we get that platform where we can use bank, you can use cash. You can use cash. You have to go to the physical premises, of course, with a receipt, with a payment slip generated from Itax. Another thing is it's time saving, because, for instance, filing withholding VAT, it takes like seconds just to do it, as long as the ETR receipt scans, and you can validate that through scanning and check the authenticity of control unit invoice number, then your time is much saved, and you work in an efficient manner. Another thing, it reduces queue at the banking hall, because through that you can upload your payment via the e-banking section, and you don't need to know the account number. Like, that number will automatically pops up whenever you write Kenya Revenue Authority, the account number. And then another thing, through that platform you can get some certificates like tax compliance certificates, you can get acknowledgement receipts, and you don't need to visit the site. And then deduction of refunds backlog, it reduces the reduction of refunds backlog by allowing taxpayer to utilize approved refunds to offset their tax liability. So for instance, if you had a tax liability that you had not paid, and at the same time you are supposed to be refunded some amount, you can offset that tax liability with the refund that you are supposed to receive. And you see, there is an efficiency that comes with that. Wow, what a website, what a website, my guys. And then, what do we mean by tax liability? It's like an obligation. You have a payee, you are supposed to pay. You have a VAT, you are supposed to pay. You have installments tax, corporate tax, whichever the tax you are supposed to pay. That is a tax liability. Another thing, through that same platform, you can get an email or some communication official from the website. If they have something they want to communicate, they will email you directly, or if you log in that system, you will be in a position to see email or SMS notification whenever you want to access. And another benefit that I see also useful is iTax return are Excel based, and you know the power of Excel, my friend. Were it not for Excel, I don't know, some of the accountants would be where, my friend. Some people purely depend on Excel because they customize it and they use it to maintain their records, and you know how easy Excel is, and application of formulas that assist us to analyze large sums of data. So the iTax return are Excel based, and therefore it is easy to use. Excel also accommodates several hundred thousands of columns and rows of data. Inconvenience caused to taxpayer through requests for records by KRA officers will be greatly reduced. That is another benefit. So those are some of the advantages of iTax. We have many more. So if you are using iTax from today, know that the pros are more than the cons. So I would really advise for you guys to use the iTax. Remember, we specialized in taxation matters. If you want an advisory regarding minimizing your tax liability, you like to save on your tax, you can always consult with us at a smaller fee, of course, and we will be more than excited. We do tax computations and anything relating to accounting. Thank you so much for joining me through this session. Let's take a commercial break and come back with a very brief session that will help us to list some of the taxes and the tax liability that we are having.